Here's something that might sound strange. Getting worse at English can actually be a sign that you're improving. I know that sounds backwards, but stay with me, because by the end of this episode, you'll understand exactly why your English feels inconsistent and why that's not a warning sign at all. This episode is for upper intermediate learners. If a few words slip past you, that's completely fine. Don't chase every single word. Follow the main idea, relax, and notice how much you actually understand without trying too hard. So let's get into it. Most learners believe progress moves in a straight line, a little better every week, steadily climbing upward. That sounds nice. It's also not how it actually works. Real progress moves through phases: improvement, confusion, a dip that feels like decline, recovery, and sometimes a sudden jump that seems to come out of nowhere. And here's the part that trips people up. Sometimes you get worse right before you get better. Picture this. You've had weeks of real progress. You're speaking more confidently. Listening feels easier. Mistakes are getting rarer. Then, out of nowhere, something shifts. You hesitate more. Words you knew last week disappear mid-sentence. Grammar that felt automatic suddenly feels shaky again. And the thought creeps in, am I losing my English? In most cases, no. What's actually happening is your brain reorganizing what it already knows. Sometimes an old pattern has to loosen its grip before a stronger one can take its place. That's not regression. That's construction happening underneath the surface, where you can't see it yet. This is exactly why judging your ability from a single bad moment is a trap. One rough conversation doesn't mean your speaking hasn't improved. One forgotten word doesn't mean months of study vanished overnight. Think about everything that can affect a single performance. You're tired. You're nervous. The accent on the other end is unfamiliar. The topic is harder than usual. There's time pressure. Or honestly, you're just having a bad day. None of that erases your knowledge. It just means your ability to access that knowledge shifts depending on the situation you're in. Nowhere is this clearer than in speaking. Plenty of learners can talk comfortably when they're alone, describing their day, explaining an opinion, running through a short practice monologue with zero friction. Then a real person enters the conversation, and suddenly the language feels harder to reach. Sentences shrink, grammar wobbles, and the learner thinks, I knew this yesterday. Why can't I use it now? Here's why. Talking to yourself and talking to another person are two completely different tasks. Alone, you control everything: the topic, the pace, the pauses. In a real conversation, you're listening, understanding, planning your response, reading the other person's reaction, and replying, all at the same time, in real time. The language didn't disappear. The demands of the moment just multiplied. This is also why something you learned in a classroom doesn't automatically show up in a meeting or a party or an unexpected phone call. Knowledge has to become flexible enough to travel between contexts, and that flexibility takes time to build. It also explains that strange feeling of knowing a word, but somehow not being able to use it. Because knowing a word isn't one single skill, it's a stack of separate skills. Recognizing it on a page, understanding it when someone says it out loud, knowing its core meaning, knowing how it's spelled, knowing which words usually sit beside it, knowing whether it sounds formal or casual, positive or negative. Being able to use it while writing, but not yet under the pressure of live conversation. A word can sit quietly in your passive knowledge for months before it ever becomes active. You understand it every time you hear it, but it just doesn't come out of your own mouth until one day, without warning, it does. It slides into a sentence completely on its own. It feels sudden. It wasn't. That word was being reinforced quietly, contact by contact, sentence by sentence, until it finally crossed the line into something usable. The exact same thing happens with listening. You might listen to English every single day and feel like absolutely nothing is changing. Speakers still sound too fast. Words still blur together. Connected speech still sounds like static. Then, weeks later, something clicks. You catch a full sentence without translating it in your head. You actually get the joke. A phrase that used to sound like noise suddenly sounds like language. It feels sudden. It never is. Your brain was changing quietly, long before your performance ever caught up and showed it. Actually, let me pause here for a second because this connects to something I do myself. Every single day, I sit down and go through an English story of my own, just like the one you're hearing right now. Not because I have to, because that consistency is genuinely the secret ingredient behind all of this. We're building this together, one episode at a time, and a new one lands here every single day. If you want the version of you that suddenly gets it without translating, that starts with showing up daily, not occasionally. And if someone in your life is learning too, send this to them. Learning together, side by side, roughly doubles how fast it sticks. Now, back to the pattern, because this gap between what's changing inside your brain and what shows up in your actual performance is exactly why so many learners get discouraged. People want daily proof. They want to feel visibly better after every single lesson. They want progress that's clean, regular, and easy to measure. Learning almost never cooperates with that expectation. Sometimes it's fast, sometimes painfully slow, sometimes it looks like it's vanishing entirely, and sometimes a dozen invisible small changes quietly stack up and then explode into a sudden leap forward. This pattern gets especially confusing once you're past the beginner stage. In the beginning, growth is obvious. You learn to introduce yourself, ask for directions, order food, describe your day. Every new phrase is a visible win. At a higher level, the wins get quieter. You're no longer just trying to get a basic message across. You're learning to express shades of meaning. You're learning to sound more precise. You're learning which phrase actually fits a specific moment, how to manage your tone, how to disagree without sounding harsh, how to sound confident without sounding blunt. None of that comes with fireworks. You can study for months without feeling dramatically different, even while your language is quietly becoming sharper, more flexible, more natural. It might just be choosing a better preposition, a more natural word pairing, cutting an unnecessary pause, catching an implied meaning you would have missed before. Small, real, easy to overlook, and easy to mistake for standing still. It hasn't stopped. It's just changed shape. Now here's a moment for you. Has this ever happened to you, where a mistake you thought you'd already fixed suddenly comes back out of nowhere? Tell me in the comments because this next part explains exactly why that happens. New language patterns don't become automatic the moment you learn them. At first, using them correctly takes conscious effort. You have to actively remember the rule. With repetition, It gets easier. Eventually, it becomes automatic, running in the background without effort. But under pressure, when you're tired, stressed, rushed, or juggling too much at once, the old habit can resurface. That doesn't mean the new pattern vanished. It means it isn't fully locked in yet. For a while, the old and new versions compete for the same space. Slowly, the new one wins more often. Eventually, it becomes the automatic choice without a fight. This is exactly why learning can look so inconsistent from the outside. You nail a grammar point in one sentence and fumble the same point in the next. You write it correctly but stumble saying it out loud. You understand the rule perfectly but can't yet apply it without thinking. None of that is a contradiction. It's just how skill development stacks. Understanding comes first, then control, then speed, then true automatic use. Every stage takes its own time. And there's one more piece that trips people up. Confusion itself. Most learners treat confusion as a red flag, proof that something's gone wrong. Often, it's the opposite. Confusion shows up right when you've outgrown a simple explanation but haven't yet reached the fuller, more complete one. Here's an example. You learn the present simple, I work every day. Clear enough? Then you learn the present continuous, I am working now. At first, the difference feels obvious. One is routine, the other is happening right now. Then it gets more layered. You discover the continuous form can describe something temporary. You learn the simple form can describe permanent states. You learn some verbs almost never appear in continuous form at all. You learn speakers sometimes pick one form over the other just to signal a certain attitude. Suddenly, the simple rule you leaned on doesn't feel so simple anymore. You might feel more lost than when you started. You're not sliding backward into ignorance. You're upgrading from a basic rule to a more complete, more nuanced understanding, and that upgrade is uncomfortable by nature. You've lost the comfort of the easy version, and you haven't yet gained the confidence of the deeper one. That gap in between, that's not failure. That's often exactly what real growth feels like while it's happening. So next time your English feels like it's slipping, pause before you judge yourself for it. One hard conversation doesn't define your ability. One forgotten word doesn't erase what you've built. One mistake making a comeback doesn't cancel your progress. Your day-to-day performance will rise and fall, while the deeper understanding underneath it keeps growing the whole time. If this changed how you think about your own progress, let me know in the comments. I'd genuinely like to hear where you're at in your own journey right now. And remember, a new episode lands here every single day, so if daily listening is the habit you've been missing, this is a good place to start. Share it with someone who's learning too. It helps both of you more than you'd think. I'll see you in the next episode. Bye for now.